Do you still watch movies from a VCR player? Or, are you purchasing the latest cell phone every time a new one is released? The answer can be both, yes or no. But, the real question is, where do all of those obsolete, outdated, or non-functioning electronics go? Whatever, the reality is when we buy something new, we get rid of what's old, and the cycle of consumption has made electronic waste the world's fastest growing solid stream. But how? And, what are the consequences we are going to face? Today, we will show you how this electronic waste is ruling the environment and pushing us to the darkest future. So, don't skip the video, and please hit the subscribe button to stay tuned with our channel. Let's get started. Though, we all know that electronic products contain electronic components that actually contain toxic substances, but we don't feel the necessity of handling it with care when it is no longer wanted or needed. As a result, the consequences of improper e-waste disposal in landfills or other non-dumping sites, it pose serious threats to current public health and pollute ecosystems for generations to come. The reason behind this, when electronics are improperly disposed of and end up in landfills, toxic chemicals are released, impacting the Earth's air, soil, water, and ultimately, human health. When electronic waste is informally disposed of by dismantling, shredding, or melting the materials, releasing dust particles or toxins into the environment, it causes air pollution and damage respiratory health. Besides, the negative effects on air from informal e-waste recycling are most dangerous for those who handle this waste, but the pollution can extend thousands of miles away from recycling sites. Even, the extraction of valuable metals from electronic waste can cause disproportionate neurological damage to larger animals, wildlife, and humans in the area. Secondly, the improper disposal of electronic waste is bringing a negative effect on soil, because when the soil is contaminated by heavy metals and flame retardants, the crops become vulnerable to absorbing these toxins, which can cause many illnesses and doesn't allow the farmland to be as productive as possible. Ultimately, animals and wildlife relying on nature for survival will end up consuming affected plants, causing internal health problems as the pollutants are harmful to microorganisms in the soil and plants. After soil contamination, if heavy metals from electronic waste leaked out, these may reach groundwater, and then they eventually make their way into ponds, streams, rivers, and lakes. Through these pathways, acidification and toxification are created in the water, which can kill marine and freshwater organisms, disturb biodiversity, and harm ecosystems. If acidification is present in water supplies, it can damage ecosystems to the point where recovery is questionable, if not impossible. All of these effects directly create a disaster with the human body, like mercury, lead, cadmium, polybrominated flame retardants, which can damage the nervous and reproductive systems of the human body. That leads to disease and birth defects. So, it proves that the improper disposal of e-waste is unbelievably dangerous to the global environment, which is why it is so important to spread awareness on this growing problem and the threatening aftermath. To avoid these toxic effects of e-waste, it is crucial to properly e-cycle, so that items can be recycled, refurbished, resold, or reused. The growing stream of e-waste will only worsen, if not educated on the correct measures of disposal. So viewers, we hope you enjoyed today's video on the next global environmental problem. Please subscribe, like, share, and be always with us for the next video.